Hey everybody, welcome to Popdust Presents. I'm your host Brent Butler, and I'm here with Smithfield.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? I'm Trey.
And I'm Jen.
Trey and Jen, you both met, I believe, very young, right? In Texas?
I was 10, he was 12, but like our families go back 3 generations.
Yeah.
So grandparents grew up together, parents grew up together, and then we grew up together.
Would you have been friends otherwise, or is it because
Absolutely not.
It was an
No.
arranged friendship?
Totally, yes.
We had to be friends.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, our grandmas may have not got along.
It was forced upon you.
Yes.
And wasn't until later in college that you began making music together?
Yeah, so I was in a band that broke up, and she was doing her thing solo, and hit her up on Facebook, because I keep it classy. And she...
DMs.
Exactly.
Best way to start a band.
Yeah.
Before Instagram DMs, children.
I hadn't seen
family
him
pressure.
sing since we were kids, so I didn't even know if he was any
That could
good.
have been terrible.
So yeah, I thought it was going to be a one and done thing.
Where are you guys located out of now is maybe the better question.
We have been in Nashville, Tennessee for 7 years in June. It's going to be our Nashversary.
Is that a
We
phrase?
coined that
Only in
term.
Nashville.
I coined that term.
You
So
have a Nashversary.
You're in town right now. Are you playing a show?
we had a show earlier this week. We played Joe's Pub.
Very cool.
And it was our first time to headline in the city. So like
Nice.
we just started touring maybe 2.5 years ago, really when our song Hey Whiskey took off on Sirius XM, the Highway. And the Highway is like, this is the biggest market for it here in New York. So first show we ever played here, it was acoustic. Then last year we were opening for Granger Smith on his tour. And this year we did the We Make Our Own tour, and it was our first time to headline. So it's pretty cool. It's like every year we like grow and grow.
And it sounds like the New York crowd was good for you.
They were great, yeah.
I love them.
Like I said, I almost feel
I
like
never
a-
thought country music would be in New York City.
Yeah, but it's almost like a cooler energy
Yeah.
in a weird way.
So the music, you guys have millions of streams already. The new single, Hey Whiskey. Tell us a bit about that. How'd it come to be?
So we put out our first EP in 2015, and that's what Hey Whiskey was
God.
on.
I don't even remember that year.
I
Well,
know.
no one does.
I know. It was the end
Holy
of 2015, November. So technically 2016, right?
No, it's still
Are you saying
2015.
that November is technically the next year of any given year?
Maybe. It's towards the end is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So let's just edit
Basically,
that, edit that
2016,
part
yeah.
out. Just let's
Basically.
not even acknowledge that we said
she
that.
knows how calendars work. It's,
Anyways, 2015, our EP came out, the first one, and it was actually fan-funded on Kickstarter, the whole thing. Came out with our second EP, and it's called We Make Our Own. And it's called that for a reason, because we feel like our path has kind of been very unconventional, and we've had to literally kind of make our own luck.
okay, but don't you think it's a little insulting to all the people that funded you on Kickstarter? And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, we make our own.
No,
After they funded
That's
the
a good point.
entire previous project.
That's a good point.
You turn around and you're like, we did it all ourselves, by the way.
But we can mean very many things. Because we could be talking about we as in us and our fans.
Pop music, you see a lot of indie artists like just make it on
Very true.
Spotify and break, whereas country, you typically have a big hammer behind you, a big label behind you. And for Trey and I, that's why we say we make our own, because with our fans and our team and everything we've built together, it's been without that, which is there's not many acts out there like that. So it's very cool for us and very empowering. And that it's supposed to be an empowering message to people, whether
sure.
you're in music or whatever you do in your life. It's like, no matter how many no's you get or how many times people put you down, you can still achieve those things and
Yeah.
make it your own way and do things in your own way.
We were told once to never wait on anybody to do something that you can do.
Yeah.
So we've always pushed forward and never waited.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
And where are you guys off to next after New York?
The ACM Lifting Live show, so we'll be in Vegas playing.
I like what they're doing with the award show thing. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I'm kind of like, man, I don't. It's a little.
They're in that make it or break it time, We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I say push forward.
That's
Who told you that?
kinda like
Smithfield
basically
told me
2016.
push forward no matter what. You're in the subway, it's very crowded. I just push, I'm jamming people to the sides. I say Smithfield told me to.
See? I feel like New York will really get this message.
So, what is the songwriting process like for you guys?
You just kind of put your heart on your sleeve and you throw out what you're thinking about. And hey, if you don't like it, then you just kind of shoot it down and move on to the next thing. But it's just kind of finding what snapshot you're in at that moment. Next project that we're going to be working on is very different from what we just put out. But it just depends on what you're going through at the
Hip-hop?
time. Totally. German EDM, actually.
Yes.
So, guten Tag.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like Trey plays guitar. I don't, but he's really great at melodies, and I'm really great with lyrics. So we make a really great team going in. I try to bring in an idea every time. That's not to say that Trey doesn't bring in ideas ever.
It was implied.
It was
No, no,
kind
no,
of
no.
what she said. Basically, that's basically what you.
That was my take.
But I feel like I have
Basically
to
what
bring
she
my
just
weight
said.
there with lyrics and titles and ideas because I don't play
He
the guitar.
ain't bringing none of that to the table.
Yeah. No.
I check out about 5 minutes in and
He
let
can
them do
noodle
it.
on the guitar
No.
a bit.
Sometimes
I
though,
love noodle,
it's
I
our
love that
co-writer. It's not always us. So sometimes we'll come in and they're like, yeah, y'all's ideas are not great. And then they'll have a great idea. And then we write that. So it's different every time.
Yeah.
Always depends on the vibe of the room. And it's like a first date every time, you know? Those don't always go well.
Speak
Sometimes
for
they go
yourself.
How do you guys decide who's gonna sing?
We spread the love. Yeah, I mean, just whatever suits the song the best. We don't get selfish with it. I mean, really, it's like whoever sounds the best singing the song, that's who's going to sing it.
But
Yeah.
who decides who sounds the best? That could be subjective.
Me. No. It just depends. I mean, I think the song just kind of lends itself. You know, like at some point when you hit that right key and one of us is singing it, you know it.
Well, okay. Also, our songs a lot of them are personal stories. So, like, If I Were You is a song about a heartbreak of Trey's. So
Right.
when he brought that idea to the table,
Thanks
see
for
what I'm
bringing that
doing
up
right there?
again.
Obviously, he was the choice to sing that, and I just do the harmonies, and that's what's great is there's not really a lead singer in Smithfield.
I guess you two are the core members, but what is your tour like, or what is the stage show like?
We have our band that travels with us, and they've been with us for a little while now, getting pretty solid, thinking we might keep them. And it's kind of our traveling setup. It's a 3-piece band.
What I love is when people come and see us live. It's like, oh my gosh, they light up when they go on stage, and every song has purpose. So even the covers that we play, like we do a 90s mashup of, because Trey's a rock and roll guy at heart. He grew up on rock music, like Aerosmith and Goo Goo Dolls. And I love like Faith and Shania. Like I grew up on 90s country. So we even our covers like tell a story. So you get to know Smithfield even through cover songs. Because what's really truly special about us is the blend of our harmony. You can have two really great singers. They don't always sound good together. And that is what Trey and I have always felt is very special about us. So we try to like capture that in our live show. Even just for us, just a moment.
Do you ever harmonize in regular conversation with strangers?
Is that possible? Can you harmonize talking voice?
We could try it now.
We should
We
try.
should try it now.
But we're still kind of singing.
We're still singing. That didn't work.
I feel like we still
Wow.
converted
We
to
tried.
singing there.
That was the energy that you guys bring to
when
the
that happens,
to
we'll
the
know it.
stage. Tell us now about Hey Whiskey, since
Oh, yes.
that's one
Right,
that's
that's
getting
what
a
we
ton
were-
of
Good
streams
thinking to
online.
get back to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I guess that's why you are the
Yeah,
interviewer.
I just got whiskey on the brain a little bit.
Oh, nice. I mean, it would have been nicer if you brought some shot glasses to share, but
damn, I'm just
it's all good. It's all good.
This is Popdust. You just swigged from the bottle.
That's okay. Now talk about how the song ruined this guy's life
Yes.
with whiskey.
So
Jeez.
I had this idea pop in my head. Just, you only miss me after whiskey. You only want me when you're gone. And I actually had a melody for it. It was really old school and it was really bad. So I brought that in.
It's pretty
I
bad.
sang it. And everybody's like, well, the idea is great, but we have a million songs in country music about whiskey. We don't need another one. And I was like, no, we're going to write this. And I just fought for it. And so I think between my stubbornness and Trey actually came up with the melody of it. So
That's right.
we decided that if we came at it from a different angle that you hadn't heard before, which if you listen to the first verse and you don't know the title, you think, oh, this fool's cheating on this girl. Like there's nothing mentioned about whiskey. And that was very purposeful. So it's really cool. It's just a unique perspective. She's actually, talking to the substance. And so often us females, we like to blame. It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. But it's so cool to hear it for once.
She said it, not you. You're
I'm just agreeing.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a different perspective, I think, so.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a great, upcoming shows, and can't wait to hear some new music.
Thank you.
Should we end in talking harmony with
I
Popdust?
say
think we should.
I'm out on this one. I was
did
gonna.
yours for
I
you.
wanted to do Popdust and harmony, but it's
Okay,
fine.
we'll go for it.
Okay.
You just started off.
Popdust.
Popdust.